The opening tip is controlled by Philadelphia, and we're underway on a Saturday night from Philly. Iverson racing up the floor. Misses the shot. I think Francis had a handful of jerseys as Iverson drove by. Iverson gets the loose ball.
David, you get the feeling he's going at a different speed than everybody else?
Always. Iguodala defending Grant Hill. And Iguodala deflected the ball to Iverson. And a foul on Francis.
Always a good idea to take care of the ball. The Magic are 28th in the league with 16 turnovers. Again, Philadelphia happens to be #1 in forcing them. And you want to take the ball inside, despite the fact that D'Alembert is a shot block threat, but you'd like to get him into foul trouble. And that dominate the boards. That kind of worked the other night against Atlanta when the Magic didn't play a complete 48 minutes of good basketball because they were so tough on the boards.
An all ball from Kyle Korver. Iverson pushing the action once again and scores.
Difficult shot.
Bad basketball team back then. They were both very young, however. Iverson under the rim and reverses it in. 8 points for Iverson. He's got 8.
We saw Philadelphia a few weeks ago. Jameer had himself an outstanding game, and forget about the 12 points. That was much needed, but 7 steals in that game. He really set a tone defensively.
Korver with that quick trigger. And the ball tipped around, and the Sixers come up with the loose ball. Iverson for 2. 10 points for Allen Iverson. Half of Philadelphia's first period total. D'Alembert rebounds. Christie almost had the steal. Iverson drops it off to Williamson. So far, Allen Iverson is just
of Iverson.
Christie's shot is way off target. Iverson is spending a lot of time in the paint, and the foul. This one on Tony Bateen. And the Magic with timeout and 2:59 to play.
Very well for the last 6-7 weeks. They're at 500, and they have a very difficult schedule come March and April.
Mark Jackson was double teamed. Iverson covered by Nelson. Iverson behind the screen fires in another jumper. He has 15 in the period. Sixers will play for the final shot of the quarter. Iverson played 42 minutes in the game last night in Toronto. He has been a whirling dervish in the first 12 minutes tonight. Nelson turned his head just long enough. Doesn't take much for Iverson to scoot past him, and another foul.
Possession.
But in his defense, he's not the only guy in the league.
He's only one of them. If you could put hands on this guy, it would be very, very difficult. But when you can't guide a guy or get a hand out on him, and then a guy can get that little hop step with the carry.
Orlando going to zone up this time with Grant Hill on the point. Throw it inside to D'Alembert, then outside to Iverson. And Iverson just steps right through there and lays it in.
Now, even though it wasn't sharp or crisp, just the fact that they made that interior pass against the zone in the eye.
Drops the ball. Iverson picks it up. D'Alembert drops it, so the Magic have a chance to get out of this. But Iverson makes some team.
Coming out of that timeout, Allen Iverson went down on the bench to check on Steve Francis. He knew he caught him in the face or eye area. Make sure Steve was all right.
Iverson with the jumper. 15-point lead again for the Hito, missing the shot. Long pass ahead from Korver to Iverson. And a foul on Turkoglu. And Iverson shooting 2 free throws from here. His 29th year. Back-to-back 50-plus point games. Only 7 players in NBA history have done that, and Iverson did it this year. Unable to finish. Iverson, his eyes light up as Cato, the only defender there, and he fires in the jumper. 27 for Allen Iverson. And a 20-point lead just a couple of days back. Iverson will have his season average in the first half. 29. The basket tonight. He's got 1 field goal, and that's it so far. Iverson. Nice job by Christie to keep him out of the lane that time.
And if you're thinking Kobe Bryant and LeBron James who can do those same things, you're right, but that's fast company.
Wow. Iverson spectacular again by Williamson. And Iverson once again forcing the action, and we'll get to the line.
You talk about Allen Iverson's passing. He's averaging just under 8 assists this year because he has the ball in his hands even more because of trying to get the ball. If Allen ever really decided that he wanted to get guys good shots and get a bunch of assists, he could easily average 12 assists a game. And
taking it away this time from Hill. And we'll get to the free throw line once again where he is perfect, 9 for 9.
Off the ball. I was talking with Sonny Guy Rogers, who passed away some 4 or 5 years ago, but Guy Rogers, a lot like Iverson in the ball handling and quickness department, didn't have the offensive game as far as.
A good rebounded by Dallenberg.
When you're up in the 60s, those seasons go very quickly. Boy, you don't remember anything negative going on.
A couple of those in the mid-90s, or at least one. Yeah.
And David, anytime Allen Iverson is shooting close to 50%, that's exactly where he is right now at 12 for 24. Makes Philadelphia very, very tough.
He has 36 points.
We're up top. They get the 76ers to trap it, and just a couple of quick passes, you get a good shot.
Iverson twisting around, but T will go back to the line where he'll shoot numbers.
That's what makes Allen so tough. He's so quick. He has got to coach that first year for Allen.
6 seconds to play in the third. Iverson hounded by Nelson. The shot is good. And that hurts. After battling back to within 11, Iverson knocks down a 3-point field goal, giving him
a good idea.
He takes it on the inbounds pass and launches a 3 and drills it. 43 for Iverson. I said early in Philadelphia. Iverson, who had 30 last night in Toronto, steps behind a Dallenberg screen, goes galloping through the lane and draws the foul from Pat Garrity. He'll have a chance to add 2 more.
And then again, you say, well, get the ball out of his hands, double team him, which that you can do. But then the problem is he's so quick and has such good instincts, can always get that ball back. Or sections a game when the shots aren't falling, can still do this, get to the free throw line. 10 free throws a game on average.
Yeah, 17 tonight.
Magic beating the Sixers down the floor. Actually, David, I thought Allen Iverson lost the handle on that ball, but squirted right to Iguodala.
Iverson to the basket again. He's got 47. Philadelphia leading again by 11. 90
sequence once again. Pat Garrity stepping way out on Allen Iverson, making him give the ball. There's Garrity again, waiting in the lane.
Iverson on the line, shooting his 18th and 19th free throws of the game. And he's good on. He makes them both. Philly by 11. Iverson with 49 on the game. And another steal. And another foul on the Magic. It has been the Allen Iverson show tonight here at the Wachovia Center. The fans now rising and giving Allen Iverson a well-deserved standing ovation. What a performance.
Yeah. Well, of the rookie Jameer Nelson, it's like a free safety in football, just able to pick that right out of there. There it is, number 50.
Third time this year, 9th time in his career in regular season play. He also did it 3 times in postseason play. His career high is 58.
His pulse is probably about 48 right now, too. Around in this, they can get a couple of stops and get a couple of whether a 3-point shot from a Pat Garrity or three-point plays the conventional way and make this really interesting in the closing minutes.
Iverson will go to the free throw line. Only his third miss of the game. On the line, trying to give Philadelphia a 12-point lead with the second. And that's a career high for Iverson.
Effective with their pick and rolls and pick and pops. And instead of trapping it, that time Allen Iverson went way under the screen on Jameer Nelson and let everybody else stay at home. That's why the charge on Deshaun Stevenson. The defense was set.
Iverson adds 2 more. We are seeing something special tonight. Allen Iverson, 54 points. It is 104 to 92. Iverson with 54 points in the game, make it 56. 2 shy of a career record for Allen Iverson. Iverson on the move. Has it knocked away by Korver and taken by Jackson. And Iverson is in the open floor again. Nelson wraps him up.
Very well. He's really had to work for them. But so many of them have been what we call the easy variety, which is hard work on the part of Iverson with his talent and ability to get in there amongst taller players and get shots off, draw fouls.
Well, he's got 58.
That many players in the backcourt, and there used to be an automatic 2-shot foul in those days in the backcourt to try to keep Wilt from getting that 100.
Wow. Crowd wants him to get 60. Iverson here tonight. They are cheering as Allen goes one-on-one against Stevenson. He'll fire, falling away. It's rattling in and out. And a foul on Orlando. I think it'll be Steve Francis. If so, it's his 5th.
Now, I have mixed feelings about this. I tip my cap to Allen Iverson. I love the way he plays. He plays so hard. And he's leading the league in scoring at 29 a game. And
points for Garrity, and Orlando's back to within 11 with 1:17 to go. And the subplot continues with Iverson looking for 60. Or is that the main plot and the Magic come back to subplot? Iverson will go to the line. And if he makes them both, we'll be watching something extremely special. The last time a player scored 60 in a game. We know a little bit about this. T-Mac against Washington last March. Got 62 at the TD Waterhouse Center.
Pat Garrity was up there talking to Deshaun Stevenson, telling him to send him his way.
That makes 59 for Iverson. Now he'll go for 60 with the second. There it is, 60 points for Allen Iverson and a 13-point lead for his team. A night worth remembering for Allen Iverson and the 76ers. A career-high 60 points for the 6-time NBA All-Star. Allen Iverson scoring more than half of his team's points in a 112-99 win over the Magic.